So earlier, Corey particularly started to explore the whole concept of the customer persona. And the thing with your customer personas, they do really go deeper than just demographics, such as an age group, for example. Looking at these customer personas, they have these customer images to reflect a persona. They have very different life experiences. Their current situations are very different. What is meaningful to them right now is very different. And so everyone has a varying focal point or priority. So understanding your customer persona is going to help you to write content that hits their sweet spot. So for example, let's assume that you were, say, a community organisation or a health organisation that served all of these people, that served the frail aged, that served healthy fitness people, maybe they need to have a prostate exam or something like that, that served, that did something for men's health. And worked with mothers and children. It's easy to go, okay, well, I'm a community health service and I can help everybody. But when you're writing in that way, it just becomes kind of like white noise. The importance of writing specifically, if you can, for your ideal audience for that particular piece of writing makes the job a lot easier. It is easier to write for one person than to write for everybody at the same time, and it's more engaging. So I want you to, again, I know we sort of, how deep do you think you went into with Corey on exploring your customer persona earlier? Did you have any questions or thoughts about that? So I'm going to ask you to reflect on that again. So now, with this particular exercise, you could think about it from an overall point of view, or you could think about it in relation to a specific piece that you're writing, for example. So the thing is that you may have more than one customer persona. There's a primary one, the one that the person that you're writing for first and foremost. You may have a secondary one as well, and even a tertiary one. But the more that you can identify very clearly who your ideal reader or customer is, the easier it is to write content that's going to hit the spot, that's going to resonate with them. So just make a note on your sheet of who your customer persona is. So what we're looking at there is who they are generally, what their demographic may be, what they are interested in, what's their priorities, even what they do on the weekend. Like, for example, with the earlier example with the motorcycle rider, you could really create a good persona for that kind of campaign. But they do go deeper than demographics. Oh, who hasn't seen the movie Avatar? Okay. I'm using this example because when the scientists wanted to communicate with the natives, they got into their skin. It wasn't enough for them to just turn up and start going, well, you give us some of your resources because we want it. They needed to get inside their skin. They needed to understand what they do socially, how they lived, what their priorities were, how their culture worked. It was different to their priorities. But if they had tried to, well, yeah, we all know how it ended, it went horribly wrong, but if they hadn't gone and it all was hunky-dory at the end, it would have been, they wouldn't have been able to achieve that without really stepping into the skin of the natives. And so that's where I'm coming from when it comes to writing for your ideal reader, for your customer, is you need to be in their skin. You need to be thinking, well, how are they going to be receiving this? And as writers who are working for all different kinds of organisations, it will depend on the particular role that you're in and who you're writing for. So you need to ask the organisation as well, which means that you may need to inform and educate them also.